Here we have the Daily Telegraph. That would be in Britain. National Health Service. I read these so you know what we're in for if we don't kill this Obamacare before it kills us. A study of pensioners. That would be senior citizens. Don't you love the way the Brits talk? I say, pensioners. A study of pensioners who suffered appalling treatment at the hands of doctors and nurses says that half were not given enough to eat or drink. One family member said the maltreatment amounted to euthanasia. That is amounting to killing somebody. That's not a country on the border of Europe and Asia. Some were left unwashed in soiled clothes, while others were forgotten after being sent home or given the wrong medication. You know, we don't talk enough. We used to, but we don't talk enough about what it is that we're going to be paying for that's going to break the bank. Government-run health care. This is what you get, and you have no recourse. In several cases considered by the Health Service Ombudsman, patients died without loved ones by their sides because of the casual indifference of staff and their bewildering disregard for people's needs. I can see it now. That happens in an American hospital where 20 years into the future, the government runs our health care, AFSCME controls the employees. We have a problem. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I got tenure. What are you going to do, sue me? The damning report warns that extra money will not help the NHS meet required standards of care, and that more problems are likely as the population ages. Ann Abraham, who is a health ombudsman, carries out independent investigation of complaints against the health service, said, she said, the findings of my investigations reveal an attitude, both personal and institutional, which fails to recognize the humanity and individuality of the people concerned and to respond to them with sensitivity, compassion, and professionalism. In other words, the IRS and the DMV are running your healthcare system. The reasonable expectation that an older person or their family may have of dignified, pain-free end-of-life care and clean surroundings in the hospital is not being fulfilled. Instead, these accounts present a picture, and by the way, it's widespread. It's massive, of NHA's provision that is failing to meet even the most basic standards of care. See, ladies and gentlemen, big government in the name of compassion is inhumane wherever it's tried through the test of history. These often harrowing accounts should cause every member of the NHA staff who reads this report to pause and ask themselves, what's in it for me? Do I get my raise? No, if any of their patients could suffer in the same way. I know from my caseload that in many cases the answer must be yes. Let's see, Michelle Mitchell, charity director at AIDS UK, said, the inhumane treatment of older people described in this report is sickening and should send shockwaves through the NHS and government. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're in for. So apart from the devastating effect relating to the costs of this monstrosity, I want you to think about the patients. That is you, your family members. You see, you're going to be paying massive amounts of money to a massive bureaucracy. They'll take that money and go home with it. Fat, bloated bureaucrats. That's right, I said it. With pensions better than yours. While you're struggling to keep your home, you're struggling to put a little money aside, struggling to send your kids to college, whatever. They're fat, bloated bureaucrats. That's right, I said it. Deal with it. Will be looking after your family when you're sick. And it doesn't turn out very well. These are not anecdotes, ladies and gentlemen, unless you consider the entire NHS system in the entire country of Britain to be an anecdote, to be an outlier. This is America 20 years from now. This is liberalism, socialism, Marxism. Call it whatever the hell you want. I call it statism. Give me the Meet the Depressed music again, will you? No, let's not talk about, says David Gregory. No, we're not going to talk about the judge's ruling here or the judge there. We're not going to talk about the budget. We're not going to talk about how devastating Obamacare will be to individual citizens in this. No, let's talk about the birthers and whether Obama's a Muslim. And what we'll say is, stop talking about what I'm talking about. All right, kill it. Thank you.